If to you, the perfect rainy day looks like you curling up with a big soft blanket, some fuzzy socks, and getting cozy with a good murder mystery, then these games are for you. Here's a list of my top 8 cozy horror murder mystery games to play in 2025. Starting off with 2 honorable mentions because they're not out yet, but I do think you should keep your eye on them. The first one is Best Served Cold, which has a demo to try out now. Best Served Cold is a job sim game where you play as a Prohibition-era bartender who becomes a detective in order to save his speakeasy. Mix and pour up beautiful cocktails as you question the 22 unique characters who sit across the bar from you to decide who you can trust, who you can't, and ultimately, who done it. The game shows off a unique and fun minigame mechanic to mix up the cocktails each guest wants at your bar, and it's coupled with an inebriation meter to help get more information out of them. Combine that with a relationship meter, and you just might learn more about these guests than the corrupt police have. Up next has no playable demo, but the Steam page has me and many others captivated, and that is Grave Seasons. This game disguises itself as a farming and dating sim, but it has a twist. All those people you're trying to romance and befriend? Well, one of them is a serial killer. That's right, this game is a murder mystery farming sim where you must figure out who is killing the townsfolk before you end up being murdered yourself. The absolutely incredible part of this game is that the killer is randomized every single playthrough, so you are actually rewarded with multiple replays. We don't have too much out about this game yet, but I just adore the pixel graphics within the dark setting, and the character art is stunning. I can't wait to see what comes of Grave Seasons. But now here are the games that you don't have to wait for because they are out right now. First up on our list is for the fans of cute and lightheartedness mixed in with your murder. It's Tangle Tower. Set in a strange and twisted mansion, you play as detectives Grimoire and Sally to solve the mystery of who killed Freya Fellow and her Tangle Tower. Investigate clues, interrogate the residents of the manor, and observe your surroundings to begin to reveal the answers to questions you didn't even know you had. This game is fully voice acted, has a stunning orchestral soundtrack, and shows off a fun, quirky art style with beautiful digitally painted environments that immerse the player in its world to really feel as if we're a part of the game. Next is for those of you with a soft spot in your heart for the old Nancy Drew games, and that is Painscreek Killings. This is a semi-open world murder mystery game where you are a journalist tasked with investigating a long-forgotten cold case murder and the sudden, mysterious abandonment of the town she was in. Gameplay-wise, the Painscreek Killing is basically a point-and-click walking simulator where you explore the town and search for clues to piece together the mystery. Now, this game does not hold your hand. There are no quest markers or hint system, so make sure to grab a pad of paper and a pencil to take notes. Each of the puzzles you encounter in the game have logical answers that are just so satisfying to finally solve. Some are simpler, but some are actually really hard. But when you figure it out, you realize it was so obvious. You'll really have to take a step back and observe your environment if you want to solve this mystery. This next game is for all of you who watch the crime show dramas, but wish you could be a little bit more involved in the process. And that is Her Story. Her Story is a crime scene choose-your-own-adventure game where you are tasked to watch interviews of a woman who is suspect in the disappearance of her husband. Each video will have you noticing certain words or body language that hint at how to search for the next videos to dive into. There are countless ways to piece together the evidence to get to the end, but the simple gameplay mechanics are addictive enough to have you on the edge of your seat until you figure out what happened. Our next game is for those of you who can't help but eavesdrop on others' conversations. It's Unheard, Voices of Crime. Unheard is a fully voice-acted, interactive visual radio drama where you play as a metaphorical fly on the wall to listen in on conversations behind closed doors in order to solve 5 different cases. Each of the characters you listen to have their own storylines, but soon you'll start to notice them overlapping in interesting ways. My one big gripe with this game is that it's an audio drama with no subtitles. Thankfully, the audio is nice and clear, but I know plenty of people need access to subtitles to play a game, so it's just kind of a bummer. But with a unique gameplay mechanic and appealing graphics, I'd say Unheard would be a great way to spend your afternoon. Now, if you're looking for a game with dark pixel graphics and simple point-and-click gameplay, look no further than Urban Myth Dissolution Center. Urban Myth Dissolution Center has you playing as the amateur investigator Azami, working with the psychic director of the center to solve mysteries surrounding cursed relics, haunted houses, and dimensional anomalies. The art style looks to be heavily inspired by Japanese horror mangaka and is absolutely stunning. I adore the desaturated color palette they chose because it makes the touch of color pop so beautifully. Now, when it comes to the horror aspect, this game definitely feels more spooky rather than like straight up in your face horror, which gives it more of the cozy vibe that I love. The game plays out in episodes, each covering different urban legends, where you investigate and gather supernatural clues to solve each mystery, with a mix of point-and-click and 2D side-scrolling. You can use various methods like digging through social media and looking back in time using Azami's magical glasses to witness incidents no one else can. The game is out now, but it does have a free demo, so you can give it a try before you decide to buy it. And now, from the creators of Papers, Please, we have our final game, The Return of Obra Dinn. The Return of Obra Dinn is a first-person mystery-adventure game based on exploration and logical deduction. The story begins with a merchant ship, the Obra Dinn, returning to port after being lost at sea for 3 years. Only, most of the crew is missing, and the ones who remain are dead. You play as an insurance investigator from the East India Company to piece together what could have happened to the ship and her crew. And the gameplay is really interesting. Not only are you given a book with all the crew's names and pictures, though they are completely separate and you'll have to figure out who is who, and there are rules around the ship with a lot of empty pages to fill out, you are also given a pocket watch that allows you to go back in time and witness a person's death. If, of course, you've found their corpse. With just those tools and your detective skills, you are tasked with piecing together what happened to all the 60 people on board. It may feel a little overwhelming and difficult at times, but oh man, do you feel the rush when you start to figure things out. There's this little jingle that plays when you solve the fates of like 3 different people, which is just really satisfying to hear because it's like, heck yeah, I did it. This game has wonderful voice acting, a bold, unique art style, and a magical soundtrack to fully immerse you in its dark and dreary world. The main gripes that I've read about this game seem to be that you just can't wipe your memory and play it again for the first time, so it's a pretty good review. Find out for yourself why this game has won so many awards, like Best Game Design, Best Narrative, and Best Art Direction since its release in 2018. And that is my list of the top cozy horror murder mystery games to try out in 2025. If you like this video, I think you'll enjoy the one I did of my top games for secret and lore hunters right here.